Coming up on Buyer's Guide, a young trader with 850,000 Rand wants to spend it on a flashy first car. But which performance machine makes the smartest buy?
A 2002 Corolla has outlasted the years, but now the instrument cluster has collapsed. Is a digital replacement worth the price?
And later, a Cherry Tiggo 4 owner wonders if it's time to trade up for more boot space and better highway comfort.
Hello and welcome to Buyer's Guide. Each week we tackle your motoring dilemmas, from buying your dream car to solving ownership headaches.
We're joined in studio by Dylan Machiva from Mzansi Petrolheads and Richard Marshall from Cherry, South Africa. Welcome, gentlemen. Great to see you here.
Good to see you too.
Okay, we're going to start off first, and it's from a question from Kamo. A 21-year-old Forex trader. Oh, Forex traders. Oh, wants a sporty show-off car. And that's his first ride. His short-lived ranges from, what? A VW Golf 8? I would never have thought that. A Mercedes-Benz C43 AMG. But his 850,000 Rand budget, is he going to get those cars? He wants to know what car balances image, performance, and long-term sense. None of them.
Yes, you can't say long-term sense.
Okay, now on a serious note, guys. Let's start with you, Dylan.
With me, obviously, hey, he has a lot of money for someone his age.
He's got 850 Rand. He has to buy a second hand because the Golf GTI is more than that now. It's like a bar.
Yes, obviously. But out of all the cars mentioned, I would say the GTI is a credible one. There is also an Audi S3 you can look at, Quattro, and maybe be a bit more responsible. He spoke about the longevity of having the car. Maybe it grows into an adult sort of car as time goes. With the C43 and the 440, which he was talking about, those are cars I don't think he'll be able to afford as a first-time car buyer. Those cars are going to give you stresses night and day. So the Golf 8 is not a problem, or the 120 Ti if you are more a reserved person, I think.
Yeah, so obviously he's 21. He's a trader. He wants something flashy.
Yes.
Richard,
Yeah.
talk some sense here.
Along your lines there, I do like the 440R. It's a good car, but the C43 and the 440R will humble him quickly in total cost of ownership, that's for sure.
But he's a trader.
Well, he better do a lot of good.
That's what I mean. Do a lot of good trading.
He's still only got an 800, well, let me not say only, but he's got an 850,000 Rand budget. Your best bang for buck, I think, would be a 128 TR. You get the youngest one with the lowest mileage, which means you're still going to have year and mileage left on your maintenance plan. So it makes the most sense economically, but he does say he wants a show-off flash car. So, I mean, if there was someone who was double his age with 850,000, would probably be buying a, like a Everest or a Fortuner or something like that. The reason he's got these cars is for flashness. So I would be after a 128 or an S3. I think the other two could leave you a little bit burnt on maintenance costs.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Dylan on this one. Not because I'm Indian. Hey, don't look at me like that. The Golf 8 GTI, he's got best bang for his buck. He'll get the latest model, well, as close possible to the latest model.
You have to get a demo version,
Yeah.
a used one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be used.
at,
Same with the
at
BMW.
850, and he'll have all the warranties and everything. All these other vehicles for 850 are more than 6-7 years old.
Well, the 128 is the reason I said that one is you get a 2024 with between 10 and 20 on the clock. For me, that's okay. S3, C43, M440, they're all 4 to 7 years old, and that's too risky.
And they've been abused.
Yeah.
They've all been abused.
Yeah, I would say, I agree with Sagie here. The Golf 8
Golf
was
is a good
probably
idea,
a bit of advice here. If you buy the Golf 8, sell it before the warranty expires.
Yep.
Because all those expensive repairs that are going to come will be covered under warranty. So, but we know what you traders are like. A year or two, then you've got to impress somebody else and buy another car. So buy the Golf 8. The other cars,
It's going to cost him money, hey?
At your own risk.
Yeah.
buy a car within warranty. All these kinds of cars, buy within warranty. One more I'd throw in there. If you're a kind of guy, I don't think you are, but if you're a kind of guy that will maybe keep a car a bit longer, is you go and buy yourself like a 320 diesel, because it's a nice car to drive. It's got plenty of vuma. It'll last a long time, and it'll come with good warranty.
Hey, buddy.
But I know Dylan's
This
just
is a 21-year-old.
man.
This is a 21-year-old
driving a diesel.
He's not going to drive a
Come
diesel.
on. And he wants to
They
be
go
flashy.
like stink, man. It's
There's no-
flashy outside. Take
There's
the
no
badges
pops and
off.
bangs in a diesel.
Oh, I see. You're right. Okay,
No
pops and
verpine.
bangs in a diesel.
The pops and bangs you don't get with a diesel is the
Ah, okay, I
reliability.
forgot about that. You see, that's the old man in me coming out. Okay, sorry.
Okay, next, Eugene has driven his 2002 Toyota Corolla until the wheels nearly fell off. The car still runs, but the instrument cluster has failed completely. He's been quoted 4,500 Rand for a digital replacement. Is that fair, or can you source something better?
So
You know, there's
it's a little bit, it seems expensive. I mean, we all know that early generation Toyotas are quite cheap to maintain. Let's say cheap.
affordable.
Affordable, that's probably the right way to say it. So I do think 4,500 does sound a little bit steep.
Yes. Yes.
But I think you guys would probably have a little bit more no on that.
Yeah, you could take it to a speedometer services place,
Yeah.
and they can repair the old one.
You
If
could
it's
find a
kaput.
used one from a breakers or a yard or something
Yeah.
like that. That might be your better bet, and then get someone to do the mileage exchange.
No, we'll buy one with lower mileage.
Yeah,
Come
there
on.
you go.
He said
Yeah.
the wheels nearly fell off, so it's done 500,000
Well,
k's at least.
Yeah, at least.
Buy a
yeah.
second-hand one. It's an old car. I mean, it's cool. You know, you can sell your fancy instrument cluster. So when you come to sell it on a marketplace, you advertise it. This is an instrument cluster. You
First
can have it
picture.
for 10,000
Yeah.
Rand, and I'll give you the free Corolla with it.
It's a bargain.
It's a bargain. No, buy a second-hand one if it's an old car. You'll find plenty around. You must probably find them on marketplace or any of these scrapyard, like Richard says, and then just swap it out. And then, or you could take Sagie's advice and go and get it fixed. But some of these places maybe even charge you close to 4,000 Rand to fix the damn thing. We don't know what's wrong with it. Just buy a second-hand one. If you're happy to spend 4,500 Rand and double the value of your car, then that's fine.
Welcome back to Buyer's Guide. Let's dive straight into Greg's dilemma. His 2022 Cherry Tiggo 4 has served him well, but now he's eyeing something with a little larger boot to fit his golf clubs. With a budget of 350,000 Rand, what can we suggest? Let's start with you, Richard, seeing how he's saying your Cherry doesn't have
And he
big
wants a
enough boot.
manual. He doesn't want an automatic. And he wants something you can fit your golf clubs in. You and I are both golfers. We know. You've got to have a car that's got space to fit golf clubs in.
That's why Adam bought one with a trailer.
Eh?
They can put
That's a solution. Yeah. Sell them a tow bar and a
Yeah,
trailer.
turbo on a trailer,
There
sorted.
you go, done. Next question. Look, it's a little bit unavoidable. He really wants a manual, but each to their own. A little bit tough to keep him in the brand, I'm going to be honest. He's kind of, looks like he's kind of made up his mind that something bigger and will probably be another brand. So, look, honest enough to admit we can't satisfy his
'Cause
current
you're only
ones.
selling bigger
It's
SUVs
only
or all auto.
our smaller model that comes in manual. So yeah, I mean, putting that behind us, I would go for possibly a CX-5 manual. You'll get one.
That's a good option.
And then better than that, I would say, would be a 24 or 25 Mitsubishi ASX 2-litre. You can get
Actually,
those.
two very good options.
Get those well within his budget. Very young. The ASX is a year, 18 months old, and
Will you put his golf clubs in an ASX?
You have to try.
definitely. It's bigger than it's a little bit bigger than a Tiggo 4.
Dylan, what do you put your golf clubs in?
My golf clubs will be in a Toyota Corolla Cross.
Corolla Cross. Yeah.
Because he's a man of culture, and Toyota is a cultural brand in South Africa, I would believe. So
Yeah.
I think it's a reliable car. You know, all these rental cars are solid cars as time is proven. So for all the things he's looking for, at the price he's looking for, with the manual requirement, I think that's the solid choice. The other cars I looked at, it's basically the same size as the Tiggo 4, so I wouldn't suggest him to go for that. I think this would be a solid one.
You know, it's an interesting question because, as I mentioned, I'm a golfer, Rich is a golfer here, and we know that often it's one of the things, we get cars and you can't fit your clubs in. And it's not only your golf clubs, you know, you must probably take in a trolley with you or whatever you're going with, so you've got to fit all that stuff in. And this is something that is important because when you're buying a car, don't look at just as the car. Look, does it suit your application? So when he bought this car, did he take his golf clubs with and say, okay, do they fit in or don't they fit in? You know, that kind of a thing. And it's not only golf clubs, but if you like a family and you've got a pram, don't buy a Suzuki Swift. Because you ain't going to fit the nappy bag in the back. So you've got
Yeah,
to
but
find something that works.
He's only started playing golf like at 40,000 kilometers when he hit 40,000.
Then you
K's
play
on it.
it.
Definitely.
Then he started playing golf
Because-
and he realized, hey, no,
not fitting.
not working out.
You know, a lot of the test cars that I get, and I get to go and drive on the weekend, I'm going to go to the golf club in it. And I'm like, oh, damn, I have to fold the seats down to throw my stuff in the back. So, I mean, and if you've got other people in the car, it's a problem. You can't fit them in. So it is an issue. You've got two problems here. One is you want a car that's manual,
Yeah.
which is very difficult to find nowadays because most of the stuff is automatic. If you said you can get an automatic, there's lots of other options. And then the other is you've got golf clubs which are a problem. It's always your driver that you've got to take out to get your bag in. But you've given a good advice.
I like the
there.
CX-5.
The CX-5 is a great
Excellent
car.
Great
option.
car.
It's still going to be a little bit tight, you know.
But he says he likes a manual, which he prefers to automatic. But give him some automatic choices. Maybe he'll just go drive one and realize, hey,
I think that is actually the answer. I think auto is definitely the way. If he would break his no, I wouldn't even say the budget, but his need for a manual, then I would be looking at a Tiggo 7 1.5 Distinction, which is it's still being sold new, so it's not necessarily a previous generation. They're still new and they retail at the moment for $389, brand new.
Yeah.
So you get a demo around your budget. You might have to go up 10 grand or 15 grand.
Yeah.
And he's
you're
staying
gonna
in the
get-
brand. He's
staying in the
had no
brand.
problem.
You're going to get the
He
best
likes
trade
his-
on your Tiggo 4 if you stay in the brand. If you go elsewhere, they might not be as fond of your trade-in as the next Cherry dealership will.
Yeah.
So, look around. There's definitely a lot in the Tiggo 7. You will fit golf clubs. I had one for a while.
I was going to
and,
ask you if you put your clubs in
it was
there.
my previous car, and the clubs fit perfectly. It's also a lovely car, great spec in that Distinction, even
Yeah.
though it was.
But Richard does play with
entry-level.
kids' golf clubs, so it's
Yeah.
okay. US kids, that's what he plays with. All right, we're going to move on now to Peter in Durban. He's buying his wife an old Audi A4 for 120,000 Rand. At 10 years old, what warranty makes sense? And which repairs should he brace for? So,
it's a 10-year-old Audi. He shouldn't buy it.
yeah, it's a 2016 A4 1.4 turbo with 116,000 k's on the clock. Dylan, what do you think of that car?
If he's getting that car at that price, he should be worried, first of all. But anyway, since he's buying it, he must look into his aftermarket warranties and also remember to read the fine print. You don't know what you're getting into unless you really understand what you're doing. The car itself, I believe, back then was a solid car, but with all German cars, as time goes, they accumulate a lot of problems. So he should be ready to spend, let's just say, around 50K trying to fix the car.
I
Things
don't
like
think you're far wrong there in terms of your estimate and costs.
You're not far, you're not wrong.
So,
water pump, suspension, and
But
transmission.
you know what I'm assuming here?
DSG.
so
Why
there's-
he's buying this car? His wife's company would probably have had this car
Yeah.
serviced and maintained
on point.
at Audi.
Yes.
Yes.
So every little niggle would probably have got repaired at Audi.
Yeah.
And that is probably the reason why
He's tempted.
he's tempted
Yeah.
to take the car.
But I could say, have you seen how people drive their company cars? So you don't know the extent of the problems that
Are you
go.
talking from experience?
Dylan had a company car.
Hey?
Lucky I don't have one.
Here's my issue with the car. So even if you're saying it's been properly maintained, these cars are known for a lot of problems. So let's look at, first of all, gearboxes fail. It's an automatic, gearboxes fails, and they are expensive. Anything from 25 to 75,000 Rand. Front suspensions on those cars fail constantly. You do have, and I can't remember, my brain is not allowing me to remember if this is the 1.4 with the timing chain or the 1.4 with the cam belt. But if it's the one with the cam belt, it's most probably nearly due for a timing belt replacement,
Yeah.
which is also quite expensive. There's lots of other issues. It's most probably, out of the petrol-driven Audi A4s, it's most probably one of the better engines. The best A4 is the diesel version, but you still have problems with gearbox problems. You still have problems with suspension and things like that, and they can cost you money. But I think at 120,000 Rand, you're getting a lot of car for it. So you've got to weigh that up and say, well, if I spend, like Dylan says, maybe 50 grand on the car, but that won't be in one go. You'll spend it over a year or two.
Yeah.
At least you're getting time to pay for that, spread the money.
And Peter, let me just remind you about something here. Just remember it's a 10-year-old car. Whatever warranty you purchase, aftermarket warranty you purchase, they're covering everything, but like 5% of everything.
Yeah. Have a look. It's easy to go online, look at the warranties, what they offer you, and speak to somebody and say, what is it covered? If I have a warranty for this Audi, what will you cover and what percentage will you cover? Because let's say, for argument's sake, you need to replace your front suspension, and that's, let's say, a 25,000 Rand job. Do they pay 25,000 Rand, or do they pay 50% of that? And you have
Or
to pay
they
the balance.
tell you it's a wear and
It's a
tear
wear, that's what I
item,
was gonna say, they're
so
not
we're
gonna
not
cover
going
it.
to pay.
Now, this is the problem with warranties. The warranties have got so bad that in my workshop, I do not deal with warranties.
Neither
Go
do
away.
I.
It's a headache of note. Okay. And now for Ravan's double cab decision. Now he's got 550,000 Rand to spend. He's weighing up 3 contenders: Isuzu, Ford Ranger, and GWM. Which one's the smarter long-term bet? Dylan, you got 3 good bakkies.
Relatively so.
Yeah.
I think the Isuzu, if he goes for 1.9 LS,
Yeah.
it's a
It's
very
just whatever the performance though, Dylan.
yeah, but reliability and longevity, it's a workhorse
Yeah.
and understatement.
Yes.
No risk in terms of hijackings and all that. So that would really be a good choice. If you are more into a refined drive, but be ready to service, because Ford is fix or repair daily. The Ford is also
I'm glad
there
I
for you.
didn't say that.
And the GWM is just a big risk of an option. He
Yeah.
can look into it. It's more of a long-term resale thingy, the best value on paper, but that risk, the long-term risk of selling the car.
Yeah, it doesn't have a history to go with it, so we're not too sure how good they are.
Yes.
Richard, your input here?
Look, I think if you want absolute bulletproof, go for the 1.9 Isuzu. They are very laggy low down.
Yeah.
A lot of people take them for remaps because they are lazy in the low end, which kind of is the whole purpose of, diesel
Longevity,
double
yeah.
cabs.
Yeah, you want that talkability.
Ranger obviously drives the best, very comfortable, also a little bit safer in the accident department. And he makes note here, I think this is actually quite cool. Someone's done some pretty good research. Is Ford are about to update the motors. I'm sure you guys will be aware.
That's coming
And
out
shift
next.
them to chain.
Should be this year, June, July, something
mid
like
this
that.
year they're going to do chains, which the wet belt doesn't really trouble South Africa as much as it does the UK and Europe,
Yeah.
but it can. And obviously a lot of owners know it's there. So if he is willing to wait, that's what I would do. I'd
Yeah.
wait for a chain-driven 2-litre single turbo. Ranger, also the single turbo, is the more
Please,
reliable motor.
I want to have a quick chat about the wet belt story that they go on about. It's not a great idea. Every mechanic will tell you, stupid idea.
Yeah.
But if you maintain that properly, so Ford tell you 160,000 kilometers, change it. Ignore that and just do it a little bit earlier at 100, 120,000 Ks. You're not going to have any issues with it.
No.
It's only, because it's a stupid idea of this cam belt that's running around in oil that can fail. It can fail, but it only fails higher mileage. You're not going to get one with 70, 80,000 Ks where it's failing. So you change it at 120,000 Ks or 100,000 kilometers, you don't have a problem. I've actually got a client who does a lot of mileage, and he bought a new spec, single turbo Ranger. They drive that vehicle every single week to Durban and back. I have not done anything over and above a wet belt change on that vehicle. I think we did it at like 140, somewhere around there. It has not given a day's trouble. So for me, you say, are they, like Sagie doesn't like, a lot of people don't like that. It's a manual, single turbo, simple one. The drivers love it because it's, like you said, it's one of the best
Better
vehicles.
drivers,
For
yeah.
me, I would go for that, just to know that, hang on a sec, let's buy the Ranger. I know that I've got to do a wet belt, and the wet belt, let me do it at 120. The most people, that's only 5-6 years down the road. So
Yeah.
it costs you 10, 15,000 Rand to change it. It's not cheap. But it's done, and you drive it again for another 120,000 kilometers. So for me, I think the best one of the lot would be the Ranger. I would look at the GWM P series, and I wouldn't buy the Isuzu because I find it agricultural to drive, actually quite horrible to drive. It's actually frustrating to drive.
And to close, Gerrit and his wife are debating a swap from the Suzuki Fronx to a Kia Sonet CVT. Gentlemen, for 2 retired people, the Fronx is a manual, and the Sonet, the CVT gearbox, is neither here nor there, but I like the Kias. I don't mind the CVT gearbox. and someone who's retiring, you want to retire and have an easy drive.
Fair enough.
Okay, for me, I can give him a few other options. But what do you think? Sorry,
I think the Kia is the way to go in this situation. I know the CVT could be an issue, but in terms of Kias, I think they've proven to be okay. I'll just
issue as in the way it changes.
Yes.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
If you're not used to the CVT,
then you'll complain.
Then you might
A
complain.
big note: recently, the Franks has been rated 1 star in safety. NCAP, so that's
The
just
other
one
4
thing.
stars is in the boot.
So I'm going to put that to them to decide in their old age whether they want to be safe or what they will do from there. But I think the Kia is the way to go.
I wrote you keep your francs because I'm looking at the figures here. They've done their homework of what they need to pay in, and for me, the pay in is just not worth
It's
it.
just not worth it.
It's just not. You've got a basically brand new francs.
Just to change it to an
It's
automatic.
got 12,000 k's on the clock. That costs brand-
200k to change it to an auto.
Exactly.
That's not worth the trouble.
Keep
Yeah.
your money. Keep your money. It's worth more.
Enjoy your
It's
retirement.
worth more in your bank account.
Yeah, if you're happy with it, with the manual.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Honestly, keep it. That you're sitting on a great little car.
Yeah.
Reliable, very reliable. There's not a lot. The Kia's a great car. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the issue here is product. The issue here is pricing.
Yeah, it's pricing. It's
yeah.
the money you're going to spend.
It's just it's not economical to.
You know, I had to
doesn't
look
make
at that
sense.
mileage twice.
Yeah,
I thought it was
120.
120,000.
Yeah. It's 12,000
It's not, it's 12,000
It's a
kilometers.
brand new car.
That's brand new.
More than
Keep it.
likely, they're getting a crappy trade-in as well. So you've got to be careful of that. Have a look around and see what other. If you convinced you want to go and trade up to a automatic, have a look at other manufacturers. See what they give you as a trade-in because you've got such low mileage in your car. I mean, Honda Elevate, great option in this sort of price range. The Cherry Tiggo 4, great option.
Yeah.
There's loads of other cars.
I love his complaint though.
What?
The number plate holder rattles when he closes the boot.
Oh no, sell it.
Out of everything.
Sell it.
Out of everything.
You could get yourself some double-sided
The
tape,
tape.
lift the number plate up, stick it in, push it. Hey, it's fixed. And that's free from me. Happy New Year. Okay. Yep. So have a look at that carefully before you decide to spend a lot of money, especially if you're retired. You don't want to waste your money just because it's an auto. Okay. Now that wraps up this week's Buyer's Guide. Send us your motoring questions at buyersguide@ignitiontv.co.za. And don't forget to include a pretty picture of yourself.
Dylan, Richard, thank you so much for joining
It's
us.
been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep driving smart and stay informed.